to my baby girl who was turned into. Girl, this has been a journey of being your mother. Giving birth to you, and it was so traumatic. What's good, YouTube? So today I wanted to discuss my daughter's traumatic birth. Like, this pregnancy was definitely by far the most, Lord, I don't even have words to describe it. So we're gonna get right into this story. I lost my daughter in delivery. I literally went into labor 39 weeks in a day exactly. Went in, I was contracting so freaking hard, and it's so ironic that I had both my kids on a Sunday, and I had the same scenario where I went to the hospital on a Friday. It was like a Friday into a Saturday, so they was like, well, they sent me home that Saturday morning and went home. They were like, well, if you still aren't feeling good, you know, your contractions get a little bit more intense, you know, because I wasn't in active labor yet, so I was like only like 3 centimeters, 3.5, 4, and these doctors were like, they're fucking bitches, because they could have really let me go into labor if they wanted to, because I was getting there, but they didn't want to. My doctor didn't want to, so I was just like sent home. Sunday morning comes, the entire night I'm just like, oh my God, I can't take these contractions, like they're killing me. I was in and out of sleep. It was the absolute worst feeling ever, because it's like, you know, it's like I'm 39 weeks, 39 freaking weeks, going on 40. I already had my inducement date, so I was just like, why not just freaking let me go into labor? But they were being little biatches, so yeah. So then that morning, I'm hitting my husband like, we're going back to the hospital because I can't deal with this. This is too much. So I end up calling my doctor. He's like, okay, well, come back. You know, we'll check you because, you know, at first he was trying to say like, well, wait till Monday. Sir, ain't nobody waiting till no damn Monday. No, I'm coming back to the hospital, and you're gonna freaking check me, and we're gonna have a baby today because I can't do this no more. So I get there, I was 5. They was like, well, if you're 5, and I'm just like, I'm not playing with y'all. So I was like 5.5 centimeters. So I was like, thank God. And I think my water was like leaking a little bit as well. So I was like really happy. I was like, I can't deal with this. Went in about like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I dilated super fast. I went from that 5.5 to like 6 within like 30 minutes. Then it was like almost every hour, 2 hours on hand. So like noon, it was around like noon, and I was like came back and checked me, so I was like 9.5. So it was like, okay, cool, we're gonna get ready to, you know, get ready for you to push because you're almost ready. Had my epidural in, and I was like so drugged the hell up that it was just like, oh my goodness, I couldn't even feel my legs. It was worse than when I had it with my son. I could feel a little bit, but this time I was like numb, completely ready to push. And I was trying not to overwhelm myself, because see, with my son, it took eternity to push him out. And then being as though I had him at like 36 weeks and he was 7 pounds. So I was nervous, because I was like, my daughter's probably like 10 damn pounds, because I had a big baby, you know, for me to be at 36 weeks with my son. So I was nervous. So we get into pushing, and we're pushing, and it was hell on earth, like hell on earth. Then I think I pushed for about an hour, and then next thing I know, I hear the nurses and stuff, they're like calling a code on the thing, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Like, why is this baby not coming out? So I'm up, you know, me and my husband, we're up top. My mother-in-law's down there, and she works in the medical field, so she didn't, at this point, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't look at her, and I'm glad I did not look at her, because my husband was like, I'm so glad you did not look at my mom, because she was crying, because she knew what the codes were, because she's in the medical field, so she knew like what was going on, but she didn't want to scare me. So I'm pushing the nurse. Next thing you know, this nurse jumps her ass on me, like literally jumps on me. Like I'm laying and she's like up here with the boobies, and she have her ass is in my face, and she's trying to like push on my stomach. So my doctor, I just hear my doctor, he's like, I need you to push like never before. And my husband, he's like, you know, calm. He's like, boo, I need you to push. And I'm like, I can't. I'm like, this baby need to get out. She need to come on. I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. Like, I'm really trying not to panic, because like I panic in situations like that. But the beauty in it is no one allowed me to see what was going on. All I just knew was like a code had been called, and I'm just like, why the baby not out yet? Like, I've been pushing for an hour. Like, what the hell is going on here? So my spirit was like, push. And it could have been my dad. I don't know who it was, but it was my spirit. And it was like, girl, you better push like never goddamn before. And I pushed, and she ended up coming out, and I'm like, why my baby not crying? Why is she not crying? Because like, you know, that's the saying, like baby's supposed to cry when they come out. And my son, he cried. And I didn't know what was going on, because I really couldn't see down there. So I'm just like, why is my daughter not crying? Like, and my husband's like, calm down, boo, she's gonna cry, she's gonna cry. And I'm looking at him like, she ain't crying, why is she not crying? And I'm like, oh my God. And he, later on, he tells me like, I was panicking, but I'm glad you didn't know it and see it, because Lord, I was sitting there like, if this little girl don't cry, my wife gonna go the hell off. And next thing you know, she ended up crying, and then I am crying, everyone's freaking crying. And then like, after the fact, my doctor was like, girl, do you not understand? I would have had to cut you from here to there. I said, you was gonna do fine. You was gonna cut whack. He was like, yeah, it's he was like, my daughter's shoulder ended up getting stuck, and her head was out, because like when I was, you know how they have the mirrors up top, so like I could see her, but I didn't understand like why the hell she wasn't out my vagina yet, because I'm like, girl, what's going on here? Like, you there, go get your ass out. But her shoulder was stuck, so they weren't sure if they were gonna have to cut me up. Yeah, y'all, up, like cut up. Sorry if this is a little graphic. I will put that in the comments. But yeah, like my doctor wasn't sure if he was gonna have to cut up, and he said that I had about a minute to push, or my daughter would have lost her life, or they, you know, they would have had to hurry up and cut me up just in order to get her out, because her shoulder was stuck and it was nothing that they could really do. That's why the nurse was on top of me, like pushing down like on my stomach near my vagina to try to get her out. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was really crazy. And I was like, Lord, I ain't having no more damn kids, because this is too much, this pushing mess. And I really hope I don't scare nobody out there, but Lord, don't be like me. Don't overwhelm yourself when it comes to pushing. But when I say my daughter has traumatized me, I don't want no more kids. Like, I really don't. And if I do, God, I'm gonna have to get a C-section, because I'm so scared now, because that's the second time I had a baby, and it took forever to freaking push. But my little blossoming daughter is here. She will be 2 in 3 days, and I look back on our story together, and I'm just like, girl, you were meant to be here. You have a purpose, you know, that one day I will see. And you know, she brings me so much joy, because I never really had a mother and daughter relationship, so I always wanted a daughter. So to have that, it's just like, it's something out of this world that I can't even explain, even though she drives me bonkers. You know, she's my little Gemini, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change the experience for the world. But man, delivering her was a piece of work, like to get her here. And now she's turning 2, and I'm just like, oh my world. And she's so feisty. She's a true Gemini. Lord, y'all are crazy. Whew. who y'all could have prepared me with this Gemini mess. Oh my goodness, I'm a Sag. So, I mean, I really hope that later on, you know, the relationship is awesome. Of course it will be, because, you know, I'm determined to be a really great mom to both my kids. But man, my daughter has traumatized me and my husband something terrible. And if you are a viewer out there listening to this, I really just want to say, please don't psych yourself up, because that's exactly what I did. I was so overwhelmed with trying to get her here and just constantly thinking about the pushing that I stressed myself out to the point that that's why it happened, that my pushing took forever. But she's a little beauty and she drives me absolutely nuts. But you know what? That's what being a mother is all about, right? And I just look at it like she's my little miracle baby, and she has a purpose. Like I said, she has a purpose to be here. And if you have a traumatic story, you need to share that with me, because Lord have mercy. But I'm excited to be her mom, and I can't wait to see what she blossoms into even more. Year 1 was amazing, and now I'm ready for year 2, and she's moving really fast with everything. She's already potty trained. You know, she tells me all the freaking time, bathroom, bathroom. I'm like, oh my God, I was not ready for this. You know, my son, he was hard, but you know, like, being a mom has really changed my little life, and that's why I wanted to do this video, because she's turning 2. I just wanted to do this video, share this little traumatic birthing experience with y'all, but to let you all know that God is bigger than anything, and he will come through. Man, having babies are a blessing, and you know, it's so much going on in this world that I value mines. I value every experience, even the hard times, because it's just so much going on in this world with our babies. Like, I don't understand how someone can harm, you know, these little human beings, you know, just a little life, you know, like just going through the pregnancy, 39 weeks, and then 6-hour delivery. And it's just like, I couldn't see myself doing that to my own flesh and blood. You know, like, do you not understand what it took me to get her here? Like, that's my first response to everything. I can't wait till she get older, because I'm gonna be like, girl, do you not understand? I almost lost you in labor and you want to talk back to me, yada, yada, yada.